There is a version of you that has been holding on so tight that your hands have forgotten what it feels like to let go. Take a breath with me right now. Just one. Because what I'm about to say to you, I need you to actually hear it, not just listen, hear it. You are not broken because you still hurt. You are not weak because certain songs, certain smells, certain Tuesday afternoons hit you like a wall of water and suddenly you can't breathe. You are not behind schedule on your healing. You are not doing grief wrong. You are simply still carrying something that was never meant to be carried this long. And today I want to talk to you about something that gets misunderstood constantly, and when it gets misunderstood, it causes even more pain. We're going to talk about emotional detachment, what it actually is, what it is not, and how learning to practice it might be the most loving thing you ever do for yourself. So settle in, there's no rush here, this space is yours. Let me start by asking you something honest. Who are you grieving right now? Maybe it's a person who died. Maybe it's a person who is still alive but completely lost to you, a relationship that ended, a friendship that quietly dissolved, a version of yourself that you used to be, a life you planned that never happened, a child, a parent, a dream. Grief doesn't need a funeral to be real. And I want to honor every single shape your grief takes, because the world doesn't always do that. The world gives you a few days off work. The world asks how you're doing and then gets uncomfortable when you actually tell them. The world says things like everything happens for a reason, and they would want you to be happy and at least. Oh, that phrase. At least. At least you had the time you had. At least you still have other people. At least you're young. At least you're strong. As if your pain is something to be minimized, qualified, rushed past. It isn't. Your pain is the evidence of your love. Let me say that again slowly because it matters. Your pain is the evidence of your love. You hurt this deeply because you loved this deeply, and there is nothing wrong with you for feeling that. But here's what I also know, and I say this with the gentlest possible hands. There comes a point where the pain stops being a testament to your love and starts becoming a prison built from it. And a lot of us have been living in that prison for a very long time. Let me tell you what emotional detachment is not. It is not forgetting. You will not forget them. You will not forget what was lost. Emotional detachment does not ask you to erase anything. It is not stopping love. You don't have to stop loving someone to stop letting that love destroy you from the inside. It is not pretending you're fine when you aren't. That's not detachment, that's suppression, and suppression is what got a lot of us into this much pain in the first place. It is not betrayal. Choosing to heal is not a betrayal of the person or the relationship or the dream you lost. Moving forward does not mean moving away from them, it means taking them with you differently. So what is emotional detachment really? It's the practice of creating just enough space between what you feel and what you do with what you feel, so that your grief stops running your life. It's learning to say, I can feel this without becoming this. It's the difference between sitting beside your pain, acknowledging it, respecting it, letting it exist, and being trapped inside it with no windows and no door. That space I'm describing, that's where your healing lives. I want to walk you through something real right now. Think about the thing that's hurting you most, the loss that brought you here today. Don't push it away, just let it be present in the room with you. Notice where you feel it in your body. A lot of people feel grief in the chest, this heavy, pressing sensation like something is sitting on your sternum. Some people feel it in their throat, like there's a word they've been trying to say for months and it just won't come out. Some people feel it behind their eyes, some in their stomach. Where is it for you? Now I want you to do something that might feel strange at first. I want you to stop trying to make it go away. Just for a moment, just for right now. Because here's the thing about pain, the more we fight it, the stronger it gets. We spend so much energy trying to suppress it, numb it, outrun it, logic our way out of it. We keep ourselves busy. We scroll. We work more hours than we should. We drink a little more than we mean to. We find 100 ways to not be still with ourselves. Because when we get still, it's there, waiting. But what if you stopped running? What if you sat down right here, right now, and you said to your grief, I see you. I know why you're here. I'm not going to fight you today. That moment of surrender, that is not weakness. That is the bravest thing a human being can do. That is the first step of emotional detachment, not rejecting the emotion, but choosing not to be controlled by it. Now let me give you something practical, something you can carry out of this moment and use. The first thing I want you to practice is what I call witnessing without merging. When grief comes, and it will come, sometimes at the most unexpected moments, instead of becoming it, try to witness it. Observe it like you would a weather system passing through. You can say out loud or in your mind, I am noticing that I feel grief right now. I am noticing my chest feels tight. I am noticing I'm thinking about them again. You are not the grief. You are the person experiencing the grief. That distinction is small, and it is everything. The second thing is what I call timed release. A lot of people in deep grief either feel everything all the time, completely overwhelmed, unable to function, or they feel nothing, completely shut down. Neither of those is sustainable. What timed release means is giving yourself intentional space to feel. Set aside 10 or 15 minutes in your day, and in those minutes you allow it. You cry if you need to cry, you write, you look at photos, you speak out loud to whoever you lost. You let the wave come and you let it wash over you. And then, gently, kindly, without judgment, you return to your day. You are training your nervous system to trust that the feeling won't kill you, that it has a beginning and a middle and it will pass. And as that trust builds, you start to realize that you can feel it without being destroyed by it. The third thing, and this one is hard, is releasing the story that keeps you stuck. We all have a story we tell about our loss. Sometimes that story is, if I stop hurting, it means I didn't love them enough. Sometimes it's, I caused this and I don't deserve to feel better. Sometimes it's, nothing good will ever happen again. Sometimes it's, I am not the person I was before this and that person is gone forever. I want to gently ask you, is your story healing you or hurting you? You are allowed to rewrite it. Not to lie to yourself, not to skip over the hard parts, but to choose a narrative that has space in it for your future, that honors what was lost without making what is lost the only thing you are. I want to speak to you about something that doesn't get said enough. Grief is not linear. You already know this, but maybe you've been punishing yourself for it. You will have a week where you feel lighter, more like yourself. You'll laugh at something and mean it. And then something will happen, a date on a calendar, a stranger who walks past and for half a second looks like them, a song, and you will be back on the floor. And you'll think, I'm not getting better, I'm not healing. What is wrong with me? Nothing is wrong with you. Healing is not a straight line forward. It is a spiral. You revisit the same pain but from a different altitude each time. The view changes even when the location feels familiar. Every time you come back to the grief and you survive it, and you will survive it, you have been surviving it, you are not starting over. You are going deeper, and going deeper is how you eventually come through. I want to say something now directly to anyone who has been grieving someone who isn't gone, someone who is still alive. This might be the loneliest grief there is. Because the world doesn't always see it. There's no ceremony for the end of a friendship. There's no card for when a parent becomes someone you had to walk away from to protect yourself. There's no language for losing someone who is still breathing, still out there, still living their life, just without you in it, or you without them. But that loss is real, that grief is real. And you are allowed to mourn it. You are allowed to cry for them even if they hurt you. You are allowed to miss them even if leaving was the right choice. Loving someone and needing distance from them, those two things can be true at the same time. Emotional detachment in this situation doesn't mean you stop caring. It means you stop letting your love for them become the reason you cannot build a life. You can love someone and choose yourself. You can miss someone and still move forward. I want to close this with something I really need you to hear. You have been so strong for so long. Strength that nobody asked permission to demand from you. Strength you had to find when you were already running on empty. Strength that looked from the outside like you were fine because you kept showing up, kept functioning, kept going, even when inside you were barely keeping the lights on. I see that, and I want to tell you that that kind of strength deserves rest. You are allowed to rest now. Emotional detachment, real, healthy, loving emotional detachment, is not about becoming cold. It's not about building walls so high that nothing can touch you. It's about becoming a safe place for yourself. It's about learning that you can feel everything fully and still choose what to do with it. Still choose how to live. Still choose tomorrow. The goal is not a life without pain. The goal is a life where pain is one of many things you feel, not the only thing. There is still beauty ahead of you. I know that might feel impossible right now. I know hope can feel like a cruel joke when you're deep in the dark. But I'm asking you to borrow mine, just for today, borrow my belief that your story is not finished, that the chapter you are in right now is not the last one. Because it isn't. You are still here, still breathing, still watching this, which means some part of you, some brave, stubborn, beautiful part of you is still looking for the way through. That part of you is right. There is a way through. And you don't have to find it alone. If something I said today landed somewhere inside you, I want to hear about it. Tell me in the comments, what are you letting go of? What have you been carrying too long? What does healing mean to you right now? Your words might be exactly what someone else needs to hear today. Grief can be so isolating, but we heal faster when we know we're not alone. And if you're looking for more support, more conversations like this one, more tools, more reminders that you matter and your healing matters, come find us at dealerofhappiness.org. We're there for you. Keep going, you are so much closer than you think.